The second and concluding stage of the ASDA Women's Tour de Yorkshire for 2018 would take the riders over 124 kilometres from Barnsley to Ilkley. 3 classified climbs along the way and a summit finish on the Cow and Calf for the riders. The early breakaway group of 2 riders with Katia Ragusa and Manon Lloyd were absorbed before Chantal Black, the World Road Race champion for Balls Dolmans, led a group clear on the penultimate climb of the day on the Côte de Old Pool bank. Race leader Kirsten Wild chased on behalf of the Wiggle High 5 team. Ultimately, she would be distanced after a great effort. And on the final ascent to Cow and Calf, it was Megan Guarnier of the Balls Dolmans squad that raced clear to glory, taking the stage and overall honours. Elena Amiel-Lusic, second for Canyon SRAM. She would finish 3rd overall behind the rider who finished 3rd on the day, and 2nd overall, Danny Rowe of Team Great Britain. Stage 2 of the Tour de Yorkshire for 2018 would take the riders over 149 arduous kilometres from Barnsley to Ilkley to the race's first ever summit finish on the Cow and Calf. Beautiful and spectacular scenery as always, but for the riders, difficult challenges and several riders coming to grief, all of them getting up and getting back on their bikes. But throughout the day, past the beautiful architecture, and Stefan Rossetto it was who was the most ambitious to make it clear of the group, and he dragged 3 riders with him: Tobin Horton, Garricoits Bravo and Tom Bayliss, forming the break of the day, which took well over 50 kilometres before they were allowed some rope out front. Eventually it would be Rossetto that would survive for the longest, joined up front by a lead group that was whittled down by the series of climbs, just 3 classified climbs along the way, but the road went up and down on what was glorious weather conditions for the riders on this second day of asking in this year's extended 4-day Tour de Yorkshire. Into the final climb and heading towards Ilkley, it was the BMC squad that were trying to propel the Greg Van Avermaet, the Olympic champion, into perfect position. Serge Pauwels, the reigning champion, would lead the riders into the final 300 metres, and Greg Van Avermaet launched his sprint, but there was no stopping Magnus Cort of Astana, who took the victory at the top of Ilkley Moor.